Hey guys, Paul Finck here, the Maverick Millionaire, and this is Maverick Monday. And I want to talk to you about what's going on in the world today. Man, oh man, are we in a crazy, crazy time, and we're all in this together. And I want to be really clear, transparent, authentic in all those components. We're all in this together. And what does that mean? I'm going to talk about some stretches. I'm going to talk about a couple different things. By the way, I'm Paul Finck, the Maverick Millionaire, and I am here to talk about how you can create abundance, how this is great opportunities and great, amazing opportunity for each and every one of us to create even more in our world than we ever imagined, more in our world than we could have possibly thought. And it starts with understanding we're all in this together. There is nobody out there that is unique, that is not touched by what's going on with the coronavirus, what's going on out there in the world with people either getting sick, dying, or losing their jobs, and economic crisis. And there's stuff happening to everyone, and this is touching everyone's lives. For any one person to say, hey, it's only me, you gotta make sure to help me. We need to be helping each other, and we need to be working together to make sure that we all come through this and come through this with gusto. And with that being said, it's our responsibility to step up. I'm going to talk about stretching ourselves. I'm going to talk about really creating abundance in your world today. And before I do, I want you to get that I talk about doing it different every day. I talk about creating abundance every day. That my life and my focus in my whole world is about coaching, training, and assisting people in how to spread their just amazingness to the world, and how to really capture what that amazingness is inside of themselves and then share it with the world. So in that light, I've got a couple things to make sure that I'm sharing with you. I'm dedicated this week to come on to Facebook Live every single day, and I'll probably be continuing that ongoing. And I say that because I know that it's important for me to connect with you and for you to hear these messages that I know are so important in this day and age. The message of abundance, the message of internal power, the message of happiness, greatness, joy, even when the world seems to be going nuts, how you can hold your head about you and stay clear and crisp and keep moving forward. How all this is possible. Now, is it possible all the time? Is it possible, every single moment that you can keep your head about you? No, I got to tell you, I've been losing mine as well. That, there's a whole lot of change that's going on, and we've got to understand that we'll go through cycles of oh my gosh, and creating that scarcity mentality inside of ourselves because of the fact that we're not out there in the world, we're not talking to enough people, and so our brain is able to play tricks on ourselves, on us. So now it's a matter of getting clear that all the chit-chat that's going on in your head, all those little voices aren't necessarily telling you the truth. Forget about media and forget about all that's out there that's telling us a whole lot of mixed messages and a whole lot of information that we may not be able to process right away. Just internally, we have chit-chat going on that may not be telling us the truth. You see, our chit-chat, that little voice inside of you was designed to protect you. It was designed to hold you safe and secure. Now, unfortunately, when you're hiding and you're protected and you've got all the barriers around you to keep you from getting hurt, it also will be the same barriers that'll keep you from engaging in the world. The same barriers that'll keep you from seeing or touching and reaching out for opportunity. It's the same barriers that will absolutely, absolutely keep you stuck and stopped. Understand these barriers we want to break through, because keeping safe right now, we've got enough things to protect us, and we're all hunkered down in our homes, and we're keeping safe and secure. In that space, what we can do to stretch ourselves even further than we ever thought possible. So I want to talk about stretching ourselves. And so I'm going to be on here on Facebook Live and talking more and more about what you can be doing right now in this day and age, in the world that we're living in the way things are happening in our environment, in our society, and in our economic society, to engage and to gauge more fully, and how to pull in that power from internally to magnify what goes on externally. And so we're going to be talking about that every day. And there's a couple things I want to share with you. I've got a brand new app called Maverick Success. Maverick Success. And go on the Apple Store, go on Google Play, and go ahead and download that. And absolutely register once you do, so that you can get involved with all my training. I've got a ton of training on there. So over 30 different trainings are already available, and we're going to be adding more and more and more. Even this week alone, we're going to be adding more trainings for you. So go ahead and go on there. And what are all the trainings about? How to expand, how to explode, how to really grab hold of. You're an entrepreneur. You want to double, triple, quadruple your business. You want to grow it to the next level. You are looking to start a business and just getting going, trying to figure out the components and how to play in this new arena called small business. Maybe you're a coach, a trainer, a speaker. Maybe you're in the real estate game. I've been a real estate investor now for over 18 years. How do you get in the real estate game and stay there and create a sustainability in real estate investing? Maybe you're a realtor, a mortgage broker, financial planner. I've also been in the medical field. I sold in the medical and dental field for over 20 years. What can you be doing in the medical field? You're a doctor, an attorney, a chiropractor, in medical or dental supplies, or any of those associated fields. What can you be doing out there in multiple different ways? That's what I'm here to talk to you about and teach you along the way. I also will be telling you that I've got some strategy calls that are available, and they're available to a certain group of people, and first come, first serve. I actually am busier now than ever before, so be aware that the people that are really getting this is a great opportunity going on here, not a time to sit back and get lost in your home and start doing some great home projects, although those are really good. How can you double down on your business? How can you really stretch yourself in what you're doing day to day in your world on a financial level, on a business level, to build your business right now? Huge opportunities. And so that's what myself and my company, that's what we're doing. And we're focused on how to continue to grow. And I will be telling you there's going to be huge opportunities for you to get involved with coaching with me, working with me over the next days, weeks, and months, because we're getting busy and we're building more and more for all of you, and building new ways to connect, new ways to engage, all new. One of the key components of people that really get what's going on in the world is flexibility. Those of you that are flexible in what you're doing, those of you that are willing to change and ready to change, are the ones that are really going to explode your business and really going to succeed in this time. And so we're adjusting, we're changing, and I want to and will be sharing with you all the different components and how we're doing that. For all of you that are seeing this, many of you are seeing this live on my professional page. What I want you to do is actually move over. Over the next couple of weeks, I'll be moving everyone over to our new Maverick Success group page. Maverick Success group page. So it's Maverick Success Community that I want you to be a part of, and you can join that private group just by coming over, asking to join, and we'll get you all set up. And that's where a ton of engagement, a ton of activity with like-minded people, so we know that we're really engaging. It's a smaller group, and yet that smaller group is engaging at a much higher level than my large group here. And so come and hang out. So stretching beyond what you ever thought possible. That's the key right now. It's one of the key components to taking advantage of the opportunity. And what does it look like? For all that you've been doing, now we've pulled back. We've ended up in our home environment. We've ended up doing things that we've never done before and really hunkering down and avoiding a lot of personal contact. Now's the time to double your contact, triple your contact, quadruple your contact. And I don't mean physically, I mean socially, through social media, through all the different platforms electronically that we have available to us right now. Man, companies and people, individuals all around the world are learning technology like they've never learned before. They're learning how to engage in this level like they've never done before. This is huge opportunity for you to learn, for you to get involved with this, for you to take charge in what you're doing in really doubling and tripling and quadrupling your efforts in this regard. So get really clear, technology is here to stay, and it's up to you to start learning to get involved in the technology. Step up your game in engaging with people online. So what does that look like? And so often we end up in this sharing, we get down the rabbit hole of social media, and that can be a real challenge. Love social media and also hate it at the same time. And most of you know what I'm talking about. It can waste hours and hours and hours of your day and produce no results. So how do you produce real results? Start talking to people individually, not just in groups. Pull the conversations into direct messaging. Pull the conversations from direct messaging into your own text message or your own email. Pull people into private conversations. Get people on the phone then from there. So what does it look like? Oftentimes you'll engage with people online and you'll engage and have a quick conversation, only it'll never go anywhere. I want you to get really clear in doing tons of direct messaging. Whatever that looks like in any platform, they've got a way to connect with the other person through a private conversation. Get comfortable doing those private conversations, initiating them, and initiate them with 3, 5, 10, 20, 30 people at a time. You see, when we're on the phone or when we're doing other things, we tend to focus in on one at a time. Only the reality is you want to really get a magnitude of results. Start a bunch of conversations at once. I promise you can take charge and focus in on a bunch of conversations. You can focus in on 5, 10, 15 conversations at once during your process, because not everyone is responding right away. They're not going through and responding immediately. Sometimes it takes them several minutes, if not longer, to respond back to your direct message. That's okay. When you start 10 different messages at once, there's going to be a third that don't respond at all. There's going to be a third of them that they respond a little bit later, and then there's going to be a third of them that respond right away. So when you send out 10 messages, you'll end up in about 3 different to maybe 4 different conversations. That's manageable and really easy to do when you're in front of your computer and you're pounding away. Real easy. And in that way, you're able to stretch yourself with the amount of people that you connect with in a day. When you get started, plan your day. Hey, David, great seeing you here, and God bless. Keep healing well, buddy. Absolutely, you want to double down on your activity. So at the beginning of the day, or better yet, the night before, I want you to plan out how many people you're going to connect with, how many people you're going to have private conversations with, how many people you're going to spend the time to reach out to say, hey, what's going on? What are you doing? Maybe that's going to be 10, maybe 20, maybe 30, maybe 40. Whatever it was as your norm, I want you to stretch yourself. What does stretching look like? Most of the time people go, oh man, I was doing 10 before. I'm going to do 11 tomorrow. That's not a stretch. That's an incremental increase. What would a stretch look like? You're used to doing 10. I want you to do 20. I want your goal to be doing 20 different people. Contact them, reach out to them. That's a true stretch. Stretch yourself beyond your wildest dreams. What does stretching do for you? When I say stretch beyond your wildest dreams, understand that you can do so much more. My belief is that you can do double what your goal is, and you can accomplish it in half the time. And I don't just say that. It's not just yah. We've been accomplishing that with my clientele for years now. I've been coaching now for somewhere around 15 years and accomplishing just that. Taking your goal and doubling it and focusing in on accomplishing it in half the time. This is really key. And when you get that when you aim for the stars, you can land on the moon, how many of you would love to land on the moon right now economically? How many of you would love to land on the moon now in your whole lifestyle, in your abundance that you have in your world? Let's aim for the stars. Let's aim for something so outrageous that we can't even imagine getting it. And yet, we have an opportunity, we have a chance of getting it because we do aim that high. See, all too often people aim for what they think is realistic. Matter of fact, there's even the great methodology of processing your goals. Processing your goals so that, man, they are within realistic. We call them that, those key components, and so many people train on it. The SMART goals, that's right. Yeah, they're not so smart. Because what they're doing is they're limiting their growth. They're limiting where they're going. They're limiting what their possibilities are. We all know that. You know, aim for the stars, you land on the moon, and then what do we do when we're setting up our goals? No. This is realistic, and so what's realistic? It's not the moon. It's not the stars, certainly. It's not even the top of the mountain. It's a molehill somewhere down below. Yeah, that I could reach. That I could do. And so we set that as our goal. Yet we know when we set the goals way beyond, that we'll end up doing so much more, creating so much more, accomplishing so much more in our life. Stretch. Dare to stretch beyond anything you've ever imagined. Dare to set goals that are so far crazy, especially in this day and age. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, I've got to pull back. I've got to do less. I've got to conserve. I want you to double down. I want you to go for it. I want you to create madness in your world by stretching even more than you ever imagined. Double your goals. Double your production goals. Double your sales goals. Double your lifestyle goals. And let's get busy. Let's get busy working on where you're going to end up. You see, this craziness that's around us, it will end. It will have its time. And then somewhere along the way, we're going to be able to explode on the backside because we got busy now, because we did the work now, because we went through the effort now when it was toughest, when other people were losing their heads, when other people were pulling back, when other people were doing less than. And we decided to double our efforts. Watch where we end up on the backside. You see, I've been through downturns before. I've been through craziness before. I've been in the real estate game for 18 years, so went through the downturn 2008, 2010, been an entrepreneur for over 34 years, so I've been through the ups, downs, and sideways, and I gotta tell you, when the going gets tough, the tough actually double down on what they're doing. The tough do more. They paddle harder. I saw the people in the downturn that didn't. I saw them cover their heads with their blankets and disappear for years. I saw them go, oh, I can't, I'm done, I'm finished. Only 10 years later to pull their head out of the blankets and realize the world had gone by and they had missed the opportunities that were floating right around them. Most people come on board and they train with me and they tell me that I help them increase their awareness. Increase their awareness of the opportunities that were right in front of them. They just didn't know how to grab hold of it. The opportunities that were right there, right at their fingertips, but they didn't know how to pick them up. Or more importantly, they didn't see them. They didn't realize they were there, and so they walked right by. I want you to get there. Huge opportunities right now. Huge capability of you to grab hold of those opportunities. It starts from within. It starts from you actually deciding that you can. Stretch yourself. Dare to set the goals so great that we're going to explode this economy. We're going to explode the world around us. We're going to create abundance instead of scarcity. And we're going to accomplish so much more now than anyone has ever seen before. This is your time. This is your space. Let's make it happen. Come hang out with me. Come spend some time with me. We're going to be here every single day on Facebook Live, sharing and expanding on some of these concepts and sharing more about what you can be doing right now to create abundance in your world. And the first step is decide that you can stretch yourself. Realize that there's so much more. Set the goals beyond what you ever imagined. And watch what happens next. Set high goals, write them down, get ready for the future. Come hang out with me on Maverick Success app. You'll find that on the App Store as well as on Google Play. Also join us on our new group page. We have a great group page called Maverick Success Community that is doing more and more. So you want to be a part of that. I know this is my professional page that this is airing on live. We're going to be doing more and more over on the group page. So come join our private group. And absolutely, I've got strategy sessions that I am offering up. And yes, this is madness. It is for free. It's for certain people that are really in the space to need, want, and desire them. So reach out to me and tell me you want, and we'll send you some information on how to grab hold of those strategy sessions. Really key. And the whole point of the strategy session is so that you and I can get real with what you're doing next and how you can make this time the most abundant in your world. I also have some great coaching programs that I'll be offering up at that time. And yes, totally abundant, totally transparent, pulling the curtain back and saying, hey, is there opportunities to work with me on the backside? Of course there is. And I will tell you that I will make sure that you are whole and complete by the time we're done and that you're able to create so much more in your world. This is Paul Finck. This is Maverick Mondays, which will be Maverick Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sunday, ongoing. And this is a great opportunity and a great world that we're in. Remember that. Treat it as such and get ready to expand, explode, and create more than you ever imagined. Take care, guys. I'll talk to you real soon.